that value also interpreted like that, that is the minimum time you have to spend to complete the project. That way it is minimum. Otherwise, out of all the alternative paths, it is the maximum, and that's called the critical path. The duration of the critical path is the sum of the activities durations along the path. Thus, the critical path can be defined as the longest possible path through the network of projected. So that is the longest path in terms of time. Longest means not in terms of length, because I already told you that the length of these arrows is not representing or not proportional to the time it takes. Right? So it's not the literally not the length, but yes, longest means the longest time, the sum of all the times is the highest value. That is the longest. The duration of the critical path represents the minimum time required to complete a project. That is what I said already. You cannot complete the project at a time which is less than the critical path. So that is the minimum time you have to spend. And unfortunately, if the activities along the critical path get delayed, then the project completion time may be delayed, get extended also. But there is no way you can complete the project at a lesser time than that. Of course, there is one means of completing it at a time which is less than that. If you can reduce the time of those activities which are along the critical path, if you can reduce their time, the activity time, then the project will be completed in a lesser time, which is called the crashing of the project. We'll talk about that later. So all the activities along the critical path can be crashed, means their normal duration can be reduced by using some extra resources like manpower, machines, or some other newer technology. You can reduce upon the time, and that is called crashing of the project. Then in that case, you can complete the project at a lesser time. Otherwise, normally, if you are not crashing the activities, you cannot complete it in a time which is less than that time which is there in the critical path. Is it okay? So am I connected with you? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So this is the concept of critical path method, and we will solve some problems using critical path method, and that too for the first methodology of constructing you will use for certain time. As I said, that is activity on arc or arrow, that is AOA. Once you will get clear about that, then you will go to activity on node. So there may be more than one critical path. As I said, suppose that alternative paths, out of all the alternative paths, more than one path is giving you the same total time. It is also quite possible. So if that happens, that means there are multiple critical paths. That is possible. So all the activities are critical to you. So completion of the entire project could be delayed by delaying activities along any one of the critical paths. So all are critical activities. So critical activities should be given more priority, right, to complete that at least within the estimated time. Otherwise, the project will be delayed, which is not applicable to non-critical activities. So for non-critical activities, you have some float, you have some slack, means you can wait for some time if it is happening, because it's not going to affect the project completion time. Formally, critical path scheduling assumes that a project has been divided into activities of fixed duration and well-defined predecessor relationships. A predecessor relationship implies that one activity must come before another in the schedule. All right. So the thing is that, to summarize, there is a method called critical path method, and it is applied to identify the critical path and non-critical activities and critical activities. Now we'll going to understand how to construct a network. Today also I have some plan to show you few more examples where the precedence table or this relationship table will be given to you, and using that how you can construct the network Please keep ready some paper, pencil if you want to have some own experience. Otherwise, you can just listen as you are doing it. So I'll show you some problems now, and we will solve it by using critical path method one by one. Let me share another slide, actually, another PPT, because this PPT does not have some more questions. Just a second. Okay, can you see this new slide, which is titled Project Scheduling Critical Path Method, CPM? Can you see it? Yes, can you see it? Okay. Okay, then we have some problem here. Let me give you one after the other so that you can try it. So this float slack critical path we'll discuss later. First, let me give you, okay, this is an example. Okay, just look at this table. The table below shows the activities required to complete a project with their duration and immediate predecessors. So the meaning is clear to you, right? There are some activities A to G, and they have some duration also, right? The duration in hours is given. Okay? Then immediate predecessors are marked. Immediate predecessors. Okay? You can see it. Now suppose you are asked to construct this network, then only you can proceed with the critical path method calculation, which is called forward, backward computation, etc. Now, first of all, if a data like this is given to you, if you have paper, pen, pencil, can you construct it? Just give it a try. I'll give you some time so that you can give it a try. Then I will show you the solution. All of you, please try it. Activity ABC does not have any predecessor. That means you can have a circle or a node, mark it 1, and all the 3 ABC can emerge from that because ABC does not have any activity before that. Just like your previous example. Okay. Then D should have a predecessor of A. तो A जिस नोड में खत्म हुआ था, एक्टिविटी A जिस नोड में खत्म हुआ था, उस नोड से आपका D स्टार्ट हो सकता है. ठीक है? Both E and F should start after completion of B. ये आप कैसे करोगे? B जिस नोड में खत्म हुआ था, उस नोड से आपका E और F दोनों स्टार्ट हो सकता है. 2 एरो आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. Are you trying? Anyone who is trying? Or simply I am wasting?
Yes, sir.
Please, please. Very good. Good. Very good. So I just wish that those who are trying must get their benefit somehow, if there is something who can control this. Those who are trying must get its fruit. Right? So give a try here and let me, you tell me that if it is completed, then I'll go to the solution so that you can compare at least how much you have done yourself. Activity G will start after completion of 3 activities, C, D, E. This is very critical. Means how to satisfy this. तो C का नोड जहां खत्म हुआ था, आपका G वहां से स्टार्ट होगा, और D एक्टिविटी का खत्म करके भी आपको वहीं पे लाना होगा, क्योंकि वो D का भी सक्सेसर है और इवन E का भी है. तो इसको आप कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करोगे? You'll find some difficulties, but give it a try. Are you in need of any dummy activity here? Okay, किसी का कंप्लीट हुआ?
Sir, stuck at the G part.
Yes.
Stuck at the G part.
G part.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, you stuck up at G, activity G, है ना? यही बोल रहे हो?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ठीक है. मैं इसलिए बोला कि एटलीस्ट यू शुड ट्राई एंड यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है जब एक्चुअली आप कंस्ट्रक्ट करते हो. तो ठीक है, आप कम से कम F तक कर पाए. तो G में प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, तो क्यों प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, क्या करने से होगा, शायद आपको मैं जब सॉल्यूशन दिखाऊंगा, so it will be more helpful rather than just sitting idle and enjoying the show. ठीक है, तो ठीक है, जो लोग ट्राई किए हैं अब कंपेयर करके देख सकते हैं कि इसका सॉल्यूशन क्या है और आप कहाँ पे स्टक अप हुए हो या कर पाए हो. Yes. So this is the solution. See, as I told you in the beginning, location of the nodes and all that. क्योंकि आप फ्री हो, ये जो लेंथ एंड लोकेशन ऑफ द एरोज, इसमें आपका कोई बाइंडिंग नहीं है. आप इस नोड्स को किधर भी रख सकते हो. तो आपको सुइटेबली आपको प्लेस करना होगा so that you will be able to construct the network which will look nice. There will be no crisscrossing. ठीक है, एरो सब लेफ्ट से राइट की तरफ जा रहा है, प्लस डमी एक्टिविटी का अननेसेसरी यूज नहीं हुआ. तो आप इसको आप कंपेयर करके देखिए, इसमें कोई भी डमी यूज नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा अगर एक्सप्लेन कर दूं, आपका एक्टिविटी ए बी सी का कोई प्रीडिसेसर नहीं था, तो आप एक नोड से स्टार्ट कर दिए कंफर्टेबली ऑल द 3. डी का प्रीडिसेसर ए था, तो ए जहां पे खत्म हुआ उस नोड से आपको डी को स्टार्ट करना पड़ा. ठीक है, अब सी कहाँ पे खत्म करना है ये आपको कोई नहीं बोलेगा. इट इज यू हैव टू यूज, क्योंकि आपको ये दिया गया है कि जो एक्टिविटी जी है, इसके प्रीडिसेसर जो है CDE है, CDE. तो आप ऐसे डिजाइन करेंगे कि जो नोड 4 है, नोड 4 में आपका CDE मीट कर रहा है, जहां से आपको G स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. ठीक है, और आपका क्या था E से पहले शायद B दिया गया था, F से पहले भी B दिया गया था. तो B जहां खत्म हुआ है वहां से आप E और F को निकाल दिए, लेकिन F को आपको 4 में नहीं लेना है, F को आपको लास्ट नोड में जाके छोड़ना है, क्योंकि कोई ऐसे एक्टिविटी डेंगल करके भी तो नहीं रह सकता. ठीक है ना, जैसे F कहाँ खत्म होगा, इट्स नॉट मेंशन्ड एनीवेयर, बट इट इज understood that if nothing is mentioned like this, तो F कहाँ खत्म होगा, F का प्रीडिसेसर B है, that is okay, बट F कहाँ खत्म होगा. आप इस एरो को F को लेके कहाँ खत्म कर सकते हो लॉजिकली, 4 में तो नहीं कर सकते, तो obviously it will go and end in 5. तो ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो which may not be directly mentioned in your table, but to fulfill the conditions of network construction you have to do like this. तो इसलिए मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, until and unless you practice at least 10-20 problems of this nature, you'll definitely going to stock up during examination. Please mark my words. right? Either you do during the class or after the class, it is up to you, but you have to do. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कर लेंगे, you are smart, intelligent, you can do it. No, you cannot do until and unless you have some practice. ठीक है, तो मैं यही चीज आपको बार बार बोल रहा था. So keep ready some paper pen for the next maybe 5-6 classes, because most of the classes अब यही सब होगा. तो ड्यूरिंग द क्लास आप थोड़ा थोड़ा अगर करेंगे तो हो सकता है it will be better for you. So this is the solution. You can see each and every condition which is mentioned here is satisfied. कोई भी condition इसमें violate नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, ABC का कोई प्रेडिसेशन नहीं था, D का A है, E F का B है और G का CD है, C D E all are satisfied. ठीक है, so this is the correct network diagram. Do you have any questions? किसी को कुछ मन में आ रहा है? डाउट, क्वेश्चन, ऐसे क्यों हुआ, वैसे क्यों नहीं हुआ, समथिंग लाइक दैट? नहीं? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, good. Some people are able to understand it. Some people are not giving a thought to it, I think. Anyway. तो ये आपका सोल्यूशन हो गया है, और आप देख सकते हैं हर एक एक्टिविटी के पास हम उसके ड्यूरेशन लिख के हैं, ब्रैकेट में लिखो या खाली लिखो, somehow you have to represent it. So these are some notation, sign conventions which are used. ठीक है, तो नेटवर्क कंस्ट्रक्शन सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है, क्योंकि आई नो फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस कि बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स, उनके मैं कॉपी देखा हूँ, they tried a lot during the exam. I can understand कि कितना ट्राई किए हैं, but they stuck off in the network construction part only, right? They cannot proceed to the computations which follows the network construction. जब network ही नहीं बनेगा, फिर आगे का कैलकुलेशन आपको पता है कैसे होता है, but you cannot do it. तो मैं बहुत ऐसे कॉपी मुझे याद है कि means maybe they have taken half of the time of the exam by trying it, then striking it off, then trying. So to avoid it, the thing is that you have to practice it, and you have to understand that it is a kind of iterative process. Maybe in the first try you may not construct, but pick up any random problems from any books or internet or any source and try to solve it. First, adopting this method, that is activity on arc, because you may find some problems which are for activity on node, so don't mix them up. That will take later. Once this method is almost clear to you, then you will go to the second method. Okay, so I'll take more time on this construction of the network, then we'll go to the computation. Okay. So for your practice, I may give you another problem. Let me see, it is there in this slide. Yes. Can you see this example too? You can keep this problem for your own practice. ठीक है, इसका आप नोट कर लो या स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, जो करना है. But you take this problem and try it. So maybe in the next class, I'll show you the solution so that you can make a comparison. ठीक है, आज तो टाइम हो रहा है. So you pick up this problem. ठीक है, all of you. Again, the activity is A to G and the duration and predecessor. Simple. So you construct this network first. ठीक है, आप लोग रख पाए इसको?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम इसका सॉल्यूशन देंगे, और आपके सॉल्यूशन अगर कुछ आप बनाए होंगे तो आप कंपेयर कर सकते हो. कॉन्फिडेंस, यू कैन गेट कॉन्फिडेंस कि ओके आई कैन सॉल्व इट. ठीक है, सो इफ यू हैव सम क्वेश्चंस प्लीज गो अहेड, अदरवाइज आई विल एंड दिस मीटिंग.
No, sir, no question.
Okay then, thank you.
Thank you, sir.